everybody, welcome to Harpy Stitch. I'm Amy. If you're returning, thanks for coming back. If you are new, welcome. This is my 22nd Flosstube, and it is the year of 50 starts for me, and we are in week 8. I don't have any new starts this time around because fandom is doing March Madness, which I'll explain in a little bit. My Stitchy totals for February were kind of low for me, but it was a really busy month. I only had 8,122 stitches put in the month, although there was some frogging that probably didn't get counted, but that's okay. It is my spring break next week, though I did pick up a shift tomorrow at Michael's. Today is March 2nd, Sunday, so good morning and welcome to March. We are going to go see our kid on Wednesday. They live down in Rochester. That's their regular day off. And it's a 2.5-hour drive from here, so we don't get to go very often. We're going to go thrifting. I went to our Joann's yesterday because they were finally back open. It was crazy. And it was only 20% off, 25, although zippers were 40% off, and I was going to look for supplies to try to make some of my own project bags independently of my friend that's been sewing for a long time, or my ex-friend. I still don't have the vinyl, but one of the leaders in fandom stitching says that she usually buys clear vinyl tablecloths and uses those to do the vinyl fronts for her project bags because it's a lot cheaper than purchasing the vinyl at Joann's. So when we go thrifting, I think we're going to also swing by the dollar store and see if we can find some of those, or vinyl shower curtains might work as a replacement. So we'll see. That's the only thing I'm missing. I've got some really cute fabric and I needed to get some solids and some matching zippers. So I'm really kind of nervous about doing it all by myself for the first time. So if you have any tips, tricks, I did get Elizabeth Ann Can Sew. Yeah, Elizabeth Ann Can Sew's video off of YouTube, which is the tutorial we used last time. But I'm still a little nervous. I'm mostly nervous about cutting the fabric straight, actually, and sewing straight. I'm not too worried about like ironing and all that stuff. I did buy some bias tape just in case I didn't feel like folding that over. But so I had gotten some new glasses, and randomly the right lens started getting a crack in the top, and then there started to be a crack in the bottom, and then they started to go towards them and meet in the middle. So I had to switch back to my old glasses. They sent off just the lenses so I could keep my new glasses because these are really hard to see out of, but I ended up having to take them off because the crack was so bad. But then they got the lenses in, and the lens that wasn't broken was fine. The lens that was broken that they redid, they cut the corner wrong so it wouldn't stay in the frames. So then they took my glasses and so that the frames and the lenses would make sure that they fit. They said it should take about a week. I'm hoping to get them sometime. It is... My cat is randomly scratching at the lid of a plastic container over there. Dude, what are you doing? He's so weird. It has been a crazy, stressful month. Work's been nuts, both works. As anybody who's following any kind of news knows, America's just kind of insane right now. And it's been struggling with all the insanity that's going on here. The risk of the chance that women might not be able to vote soon if they're married and change their last names. So yay. Let's undo that 100 years of progress. I am trying to get involved despite my busy schedule, which at times is overwhelming in of itself. Feeling helpless is not really fun, but I did go to a women's march a while back. They set up a Central Minnesota women's group, and I joined that, and they are hosting a march on International Women's Day next Saturday, and I'm going to try to attend that. I'm trying to feel like I'm doing something because it feels kind of hopeless sometimes to make any changes. I participated in the blackout on Friday. I didn't buy anything for anywhere, so that was interesting. I'm just trying to keep my head above water right now, and mostly been doing that through stitching, listening to the Dungeon Crawler Carl books with my husband while he plays No Man's Sky, and focusing on my stitchy challenges and making these videos. Yesterday was a really rough day, and I'm trying to be a little bit more upbeat today. Speaking of stitchy challenges, WIPGO numbers were called. It was number 9 and 24. Number 9 was to fully finish an object, so I'm going to try to finish. I have a couple of easy ones that are like literally cut it out and tape it to a card. Not hard. I think I'm going to try to frame my Outlaw Female. I have the frame for it. I just have to cut the foam core and mount it. Or I might do, I found what I think is the perfect frame for my Subversive cross stitch piece that was done all in pink. Blank the dumb shit. I'll edit the first one, leave the second one in if you find that word offensive. Sorry, not sorry. It's this really gaudy gold, but it is designed for a table frame, so it's got the back. The glass is super hot glued in, and it's got one of those hinged, like the paper on the back is hinged. So I'm trying to figure out how to get it in there, because usually I do stretch mounting over foam board, and there's no way that's gonna fit. And it's a ceramic frame, so if we take off the paper back, there's no way to hang it up. So if you have any suggestions on how to do that with glass that's stuck in the frame and one of the folding paperbacks, I would love it. I have a couple of ideas, but I really don't like, and I know it's a pain in the butt to dust cross stitch without the frame, but I honestly can't afford professional framing, and I don't like to leave the glass in because then it smushes the stitches over time. But if you have any suggestions on maybe ways to solve that problem, I would appreciate it. I am excited about seeing the kid. Having some days off will be good. I wish it was more relaxing, but I've got to like do my taxes because I finally got my W-2 for my old job. For some reason, it took them forever to get it to me. I had to actually call because it didn't arrive, and they said, well, we sent it in the mail, but it never got here. Contemplating about getting another itchy nose, another licensure added to my teacher license, but it would require me to go back to school. But I'm hoping that because it's in a high demand area that I could get a grant or something. Sorry, the cat is running around. I've got the blinds open on our patio, and since it's above freezing, there's squirrels running around outside, so he's freaking out and hunting, trying to hunt. So he keeps running by. But yeah, I'm gonna try to have some relaxing days despite needing to do taxes and paperwork for public loan forgiveness and a few other things. So let's move past the life stuff and get on with the stitching stuff. So I am lazy. I did not take these all out of the hoops. It's going to be nice this month because of we're doing March Madness, which is where you pick 16 whips, you work on one each day, and then whichever one, like day 1 and day 2, Whichever one gets more stitches, you carry it on to the next bracket. But they're going to let us double dip that with the weeklies, so you don't have to like try to match the prompts, and you just use your projects that you picked for your bracket to fulfill all the prompts for the month. So I'm hoping to get a lot of stitching done on several projects. First thing I'm going to show you today is the It's Sal by Robin Allen. Her Etsy shop, I think it's a her, is a Stitch in My Side. I started this on January 6th of last year. I almost said this year. But it will say Losers Club across the top. I've got sparkly thread in there. I finally got the gray that I needed in the box. So this is the faucet handles on there. I finished the mummy. Look at him. He looks appropriately wrapped up. And then I got to start on the big bird with the weekly prompts for this month, for this week. So that is my It's Sal. And I found out from my husband that he actually likes this one better than the Overlook Sal. So he thinks it's prettier. I think the Overlook Sal is prettier. Next is Non-Binary Zebra by Stitchy Rin. I started this on January 9th of this year. It is on a scrap of 28 count oatmeal Aida, or oatmeal, I don't know, I don't think it's Aida, it's too soft to be Aida. I am making this for my child who identifies as non-binary. I will put it on, I have a button maker, and so once it is done, I will turn it into a button that they can wear. The only thing I'm missing is the zebra's ears and the final back stitch. It'll be interesting because the sunglasses are going to be outlined in yellow instead of black. But I love the purple. Oh, there, the light's better there. Check them out. I am doing this 1/1. And yes, I called the non-binary zebra him because for some reason in my brain, all zebras are boys, all dogs are boys, all cats are girls. And I know that's not the truth, but if I see an unknown pet, I will automatically refer to a cat as a female and a dog as a boy, even though my current cat is a boy. I don't know. Does anybody else do that? Do you just, like, for certain animals, your default is a certain pronoun? I know that's probably less common today with younger people, but I don't know. It was that way when we were a kid. Horses were always boys, and I don't know. It's a me thing. I know that. The next thing I have for you is Rare Horror Flies by Noctifloradesigns. It is on, what is the name of the fabric? Deadly Blossoms by Witch's Garden Crafts. This is a stitch along that is long over, of course. It is on 18 count fabric. What I've been doing with this is when I teach night school, if I don't have anything to grade, I will take this with me, and it kind of is every Monday and Wednesday I work on it, regardless of whether it meets any prompts. So I finished part 5. I have gotten in our little leaves and branch there, and then part of the, you can't see. It's really hard to do this when you can't see. And then I've got these little butterfly guys coming in. So this is so cute. There is another butterfly, set of butterflies on this side and a branch going this way. I'm assuming, because they tend to alternate, that this these guys over here will look more in the coloring like this person, or that bug, and they'll be over here. And then the Emperor. That noise you hear is our automatic feeder, so the cat stops harassing us an hour before feeding time to get food. We had to do it because he would bug us so bad. He loves his food. I don't know. But yes, and then the Emperor guy will go up there. And when all of that's done, I'll go back in and put the numbers and the key to what the name of each one is, like in a botanical book. So I love the colors. I love this fabric. I wish I bought a bunch more of this fabric, but that was not to be. I actually probably could have done this 2/1 and still had plenty of space on this fabric, but it's okay. It is okay. I should have either used all of it or made it up in the corner more so I could use it for something else, but I didn't, so I will live with it. All right, so ouch, I just banged my elbow on my orts jar. This is my orts starting with the January 2024, and when this gets full I will put stickers on it to say what it is and seal it up. Like number stickers. I have one that's 2 years worth of orts, and I've been dumping some, ooh, excuse, gosh, so itchy. I've been dumping some of my frogged for my UFO project that I am going to replace with another project, which is something else I should take care of this week. The fabric I started this project that would be bigger in the middle, but I'm going to repurpose it for my old world map from Heaven and Earth Designs. I think I might actually start in the top left corner, because this UFO is in the middle of the fabric, and I don't need all the fabric. So what I might do is measure out what I need from the corner where I would start, cut it, and then maybe I won't have to frog everything, because maybe some of it will get cut off. And then do a quick stitch, basting stitch around the side so it doesn't fray. But yeah, this is what I banged my elbow on because it's a glass block. Never fun. But it just lives on my chair next to me so that I can always dump my orts in it. All right. So let's start with year 5. So this is Frogwarts, year 5 from Black Needle Society. I am looking forward to my retreat this summer for year 6. I have gotten in, I didn't take it out of the hoop for year 1. So I've got in some of Grop's skin on his arm. I've gotten in some of this pillar and a little bit over here, because that was an easy one to start with to get it started. So not a ton on year 5 this time around, but I am really close to finishing it and I cannot wait. I think I'm going to come back over here and do some couching on the strings for the ears that the Weasley twins used to spy on their parents, just to make sure it doesn't get snagged. Not a ton of progress there. I have done a ton on year 1 because it fit a lot of the prompts. And I've started frogging my messed up footprints too, so you'll see some little things. So what I focused on this week, let me pull it up so that the fabric acts as a backdrop. I focused mostly on the 1/1 words at the bottom. And I got the glasses here. I can't remember if they were done last week, honestly. My brain. I've got menopause brain. I've got stress brain. My husband thinks I'm odd, so, you know, autistic, and probably have some ADD. So, but I think a lot of my forgetfulness and distractedness is just stress. And now menopause brain. But yeah, there is, it does not do to dwell will be the quote, and I can't remember the end of it. But you got to take your time with these little stitches. When I was stitching this, this first O, when I first stitched it, I only did 2 across for the top and the bottom, so I got all of knot done, and then I had to go back and frog all of that and then put it back. This is what happens when you stress count or you tired count. And next, let's go this one next. So I've been working on this one for a while, and I am way too close to the edge. I think this is one that I had this piece, and I knew it was going to be tight, but I really wanted to start it, and this was the Country Mocha as the called for, and so I grabbed it. And so that's what happens when you rush to get your project started, even if you don't have exactly the right thing. But I started this on October 9th, 2023. It is on 25 count Country Mocha. I'm doing it 2/2. There are 21 called for colors, and I have ignored much of the called for colors. I wanted to do it in purple. I did it with purple etoile, so the 550 etoile. I finished the frame for the Banshee. I finished, ooh, let's see. Oh, that's actually better if I don't have as much light on it. I finished these little skulls. The skulls are done in glow in the dark. I am debating because in the called for pattern, the skull's eyes are the same color as the border. So I'm trying to decide if I want to give them the black eyes like called for, or if I want to keep it in the 550. The only creature I have finished is my unicorn, which I changed. I think that's Weeks Dye Works Raven. I did the variegated thread for his mane is called Fiesta because I wanted it flame looking. I should have done it a little different, but that's okay. And then for the moon, it is a silver etoile mixed with glow in the dark, and for the stars, it is white etoile mixed with glow in the dark. So yeah. This one I worked on because we needed something that had creature with a fairy tale, from a fairy tale or a myth. And this is full of them. I'm kind of avoiding some of the characters because I literally just have the colors for the border and the unicorn in there because all my colors mostly are in other projects. But I want to pull the called fors, and then I have some variegated DMC that I think might be fun for like the ogre skin. Excuse me. I have the changeling here. I am going to replace there's supposed to be ghosts down here in the bottom corner. I'm going to replace those with a hellhound, but the frame is slightly different, so I have to figure out how to fit that better. So I might go and do the frame all the way around and then do the hellhound box from the frame, because I think it would make more sense if all of them end up matching. Well, I don't know. I'll have to look and see when I get there. And then there is an angel on this side that's charted, and somebody redid it as a weeping angel from Doctor Who, so I'm going to change the regular angel to the weeping angel, which doesn't require me to change the box size, which is nice. So, and I know I have some more. I just got to my second skein of this etoile for this, and I am probably going to need several more, but I think I already bought them. They're in my crafty closet somewhere. So that is that. And put that there. And then, ooh, one of my favorites. I got to work on this week. Ooh, let's see. I'm going to definitely need something behind it because it is black. All right. So here is my Seductive Kermit by the Witchy Stitcher. This is a bonus pattern that came with the Supernatural South, so I got to work on 2 Witchy Stitcher projects this week. I made some pretty good progress. I got the frame at the top of up here where the words will be. I got the chandelier in, part of the other curtain for the stage. So there is my friend Kermit. He is so adorable, and it is so funny. Just because, you know, Kermit is kind of a straight-laced kind of guy, so this cracks me up so much. But our friend, one of his online names is Kermit. He uses that as his handle, and He's actually engaged now, and his dating profile had the name Kermit in it. So he thought this would be great to have when he gets married, since they met with his screen name being Kermit. So that's what's happening with that once I'm done with it. All right, so my first Whip Go call was, or the Whip Go numbers were 9 and 24. And for me, 24 was 2 days on my wisdom stocking, and I already got 1 day in because it was my project for yesterday for my March of Madness. The thing is that I didn't get much stitching time yesterday, so I only got like 200 and something stitches. So my guess is that Deadly Aquarium will get more than that today for my March Madness day 2. So I've got to figure out how to get my second day on this for the month of March. I cannot freaking talk today, guys. I do not know what's going on. But here is wisdom. I had this done last time you saw it. I worked my way up here. When I was first doing this, I was going very much straight across the page. But now this is actually on another page. So this is like 1 page, 2 pages, 3, and then I think there's a little bit of that page up here. So there's like about 4 pages on here. And so many, no blends in this because it's a Heaven and Earth design, but 87 colors. I am trying to fill this in, and I started making sure I wasn't doing straight page lines. But usually I will wash this because it's not hand dyed or anything, and usually what happens is if you have one of those page lines, washing it relaxes it enough that it stops. So making pretty good progress on this. This is the Ravenclaw crest, and it will be and this is the beginning of the big raven. This is the breast of the raven, and then this is the beginning of the bigger one's beak that is in the thing. So I know that some of the stitches are a little lumpy because I'm doing it 2/1 on 25. With my Old World map that I'll be starting later this month, I think I'm going to try 1/1 on 25 and see how I like it. I do have a day scheduled to work for Dragons of the Sabbat. One of the nice things about the fact that one of the nice things about having March Madness fit all of my prompts is that I only need 1 project out a day instead of like having multiples out. So it'll be a little bit easier to organize. So I've got some framing to do this week, some finishing. I've got, I'm going to try to make at least 1 project bag. I've got a bunch of variety of fabrics, and I needed to get some plain to go with it, so I did that at Joann's. Like, there's only 2 big box craft stores left in the US now. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens. There's nowhere else for me to recommend people to go because most of the places in town that are left other than Michael's is places that I boycott, and I don't listen people to there. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. And I would love to get, vinyl from like a independent store, but there's not really anybody left. So I'm going to try the dollar store method and using vinyl tablecloths and see how that works and see if I like the feel and the weight of the vinyl. Other than trying to hold everything together mentally and emotionally with the chaos of life and keeping what sanity I have through stitching and spending time with my husband. Not much going on other than the weather will be 20 degrees, 19 degrees one day, 40 and 50 degrees the next day. It's all over the place. but that's not uncommon in Minnesota at this time of year. So I hope you've had a great week stitching. If you have any questions, suggestions, comments, please leave them below. You can find me on Instagram, Bluesky, here on YouTube. I'm in Magical Stitches on Facebook. I am in Fandom Central on Facebook and several other Witchy Stitchers Facebook page, all those things. I'm still working my way off Facebook. I have turned off my ads, so they can't send me targeted ads since I am not able to get off of it right away. So at least I'm putting a dent in profits. So if you, for some reason, feel you can't get off Facebook, there are several tutorials on Instagram and other places that will let you turn off targeted ads to reduce how much money they're getting from you. And you can do it so it will do it across all of your Meta platforms. So one setting change will get rid of targeted ads on everything that's run by Meta. So there's your tip of the day. If you have any suggestions about how to deal with that frame, it would probably help if I brought the frame, or other finishing tips, that would be great. I do a lot of finishing of projects, but not so many finishing tips. I do have to figure out how to get my new starts for March in with the March Madness going on, but we will see. It will be a challenge, but that's okay. Maybe I will take some of my starts with me to my kids because my scheduled project for that day is Frogwarts Year 2 or Year 1. But her lighting's not the best, and a couple of my new starts for this month are just on 14 count Ada for my kit, because they're the little kits that come with the cross stitch magazines, and they might be a better fit, because if it's 14 count I don't need fabulous light, but the 32 count, even 2/2, is a bit tricky sometimes. So I hope you had a great week last week, you have a great week next week, and enjoy your stitching. May today be kinder to you than yesterday, and tomorrow be kinder to you than today. See you later. Bye.